Hi, this is a quick look at Portfolio IQ, a demo application built together by EXT Speeder and Extremely Heavy Industries, or XHIO. It's designed to show the combination of EXT Speeder's in-memory, Java-based data grid technology to provide fast, RESTful APIs for data-intensive rich web apps such as this one, built by XHIO in the EXTJS JavaScript framework. We'll log into the app, which simulates a trading dashboard, and we'll look at performance both against a quote-unquote normal or relatively unoptimized but reasonable API, and then enable Speeder mode to look at how the app performs and what it can do when running against an EXT Speeder-backed API. Let's log in to start. The app is based around a tree grid, which we'll see on the left. It's loading now. It's going to be sourcing data from a database table with about 1.5 million rows of performance data that covers daily trading performance at the instrument level across a variety of synthetic trading models over about a 3-year period. We're able to adjust the hierarchical, it's a multi-level hierarchy that we'd like here, and then we're able to expand the grid and explore it by clicking around the grid and expanding a row to load all the children. So here we're looking at trading units, to sectors, to instruments. We can look at this Sunrise trading unit, see that it suffered losses in the technology sector, and drill into that further to find out what instruments were driving those profits or losses. As we adjust, we see we have a tree map visualization powered by D3 on the right, and that's matching the grid and also allowing us to interact via the map. So we can drill into this trading model and see what's driving its profit and loss for the selected period. As we select any given row in the grid, we're going to load a bunch of different related data here in the lower panel, so we can look at a daily time series of cumulative P&L or trading volume, and we can also load all related orders that match that slice and time period that's selected, and instrument pricing for any given selected instrument. All of that's coming out of a MySQL database, and currently is not going through the Speeder API. The problem with an interface like this is that it really demands a high level of interactivity, and you want to be able to seamlessly move through this without a lot of lag and not be held up in your exploration of the data. We have a little control in the upper right that's showing us the average time for the calls to the API in native or unoptimized mode. We see we've got about 3.5 seconds per call, but we can click on Spire and enable the Speeder-based API and refresh to get a new read on performance. We see with that refresh, in under a second, Speeder brought together 1.5 million rows, aggregated them according to our custom aggregation, and pumped them into our UI here. Now we've got a much richer experience. We can browse through these different sectors, flip through different instruments, and the back end is able to keep up with the front end. A front end like this really is very demanding on what's going on in the back end because we want to show a lot of data here. If we look at something like this trading unit, we've got 14,000 orders that it's loaded up, and it's done so pretty much instantly. We're able to put this into a client-side grid that can also handle that kind of volume. You get an infinite scrolling and really be able to look at the full set of data. We can also do things like look at all of the raw data behind a row in the grid here, and that'll also be pulled up. So this is the raw daily data on the lowest instrument and trader level. We've got about 100,000 records that can get pumped into this grid by the Speeder API and supported by this interface. Again, we can maximize this grid just to have a sense of exactly how much data is backing these different calculations and aggregations. When you've got a fast API, keyboard navigation is nice and possible, so you're able to quickly page through rows and quickly load all associated data without having to wait or lag. Interacting with the map is also much more interesting. Now we can simply double-click to drill and have a strong and immediate feeling of being able to open up nodes and look inside them, see what's happening. We can change our aggregations in new ways, so maybe I want to actually start by looking at this by office, and then maybe at a finer-grained industry level, and then finally by instrument. Now we can open up New York, look at all of the different industries it's been trading, and drill in further without having to wait. We can also do adjustments to a date query we extremely heavy industries love to use slider controls and fun kind of natural UI controls like this. But again, having a slider like this really demands that you have an API that can keep up and deliver those sub-second results. We'll go ahead and drill in a little bit further so you can see the general idea. Pricing data is another source. We've got relatively long pricing series. So this is a pricing database we have with about 7 million rows. We're able to open up a price chart and it'll instantly say load all of the prices that we have open, high, low, close pricing for this security through its entire time span. We can zoom in just to get a sense of exactly how much data is available in this chart right here. And that again is all happening pretty much instantaneously as soon as we say we want to call up a detailed chart. It can be served up to the client immediately. With this kind of data access and a rich UI like this, we're able to do something really fun and look at historical playback over time. Let's zoom out to our full time limit and load this tab, the historical playback tab. This is going to go ahead and it's going to, starting at the beginning of our performance period here in January of 2013, load month by month performance over various sectors and show us a visualization of how P&L changes over time as well as net exposure. Keeps track of what orders are going in and what kind of orders are being placed and how they're being executed. Let's begin. This client is making calls back to the back end multiple times a second and is updating orders grids, related visualizations, our P&L time series, and the scatter plot visualization in what really looks like real time. We're able to do this because of the fast API provided by Speeder. We can go ahead, we can look at it, say, on a week-by-week basis if we want to take a little bit longer to watch these little things evolve. And the client's able to respond to that changing data and have a linked set of visualizations that all fit together to tell a story over time and allow you to sort of explore and really see what's happening to performance and exposure as different trading units make their decision. Speed this up and again, look in 1 month chunks. And the server and the client are working together to harness a large amount of data as it grows and changes over time and visualize the combination of the two. That's all for this demo, but we hope you've enjoyed it and have some sense of the power of the combination of these kinds of tools and the way they can make data come alive.